So this is where the energy is coming from. I'm joining in. I'm joining in.
Well, would you look at that? I've been victim of classic Xenoverse 2 bullshit yet again. But how? You might be thinking that it's some issue with Vegeta's charge heavy that has a massive hitbox which hits from behind or something like that. So, let's look at it. Oh, nothing really crazy here. A pretty normal hitbox if you ask me. You probably didn't notice, but I actually pressed square to input a light while trying to punish Vegeta, but still got hit from behind. This is Vidal's Light 1, the move that she was doing in that clip, and as you can see, she stretches her leg to attack, and the reason why she got hit is because her leg pierced through Vegeta's body and managed to touch his hitbox, resulting in this. But this isn't the only abnormality that I have experienced. Let's analyze what happened in this clip. Here, when Goku vanished, he tried to do a light 1 behind Caulifla as she was doing a blast to ki cancel, but got hit by said ki blast. Now, you might be asking, why didn't Goku's light 1 connect? I mean, you can clearly see that his arm is stretching and it should have connected, but got prioritized by the ki blast instead. Well, for that answer, we'll have to take a deeper look at Goku's light 1 and find the issue. It's this frame right here. If you compare it to its next frame, the one that has the hitbox for the attack to hit, you will notice that they are very similar. Goku launches his body when performing Light 1, and as I explained before, it also slightly affects his hurtbox. Since this frame has him launching but without its hitbox, it clipped through Caulifla's body to get hit by her ki blast. Goku was actually one frame off of his attack to hit her, but since his hitbox wasn't active, he got the scam instead. Why doesn't Goku's Light 1 have its hitbox on this frame instead, since it's the part of the move where it's landing the actual punch? Well, that's something that I don't know about. But this phenomenon of an attack animation seemingly not matching with their hitbox is not exclusive to Goku. For other characters, some attacks are 1, 2, or even 3 frames off of their attack animation. So yeah, if something like this has happened to you, it's most likely because your attack was 1 or 2 frames off to get its hitbox, even though in your character's animation they have one of their limbs fully stretched, causing them to increase their hurtbox but getting out prioritized. Okay, so I've talked about hitboxes not matching their attack animation, but how about attacks that don't even hit at all? It may seem that Frieza's attack didn't connect for the counter to properly play. And no, there's nothing weird about his Light 1. This time, the issue relies in the counter itself. Here goes. If we look at the files of this move, we can see that it has 2 files of invulnerability. The second one starts on frame 8 and it has the attack's absorb type. It's in this instance that if a hitbox makes contact while this file is active, the counter will play as usual. The first one is the one that we're interested in, where from frame 1 to 7 it has the invulnerability type of all attacks miss. This type of invulnerability is the one that is immune to any type of damage. And at this point you might be guessing that Frieza's Light 1 actually made contact in these frames, and yeah, you'll be right about it. Most basic attacks in the game have their hitbox last for 4 frames, and this one is no exception. So what happened here is that in the 4 frames that this leg attack was active, it was done while the invulnerability part of the counter was on the all attacks missed type, and not in the attacks absorbed. Have the hitbox active starting from frame 6 of the counter, and the last 2 frames of the hitbox will have made contact with the attacks absorbed part of the counter, resulting in it to proc. This behavior also happens with moves like After Image and Demon Flash Strike, where the former has a more tight window to replicate this with only a margin of 4 frames. And speaking of Demon Flash Strike, this move also has another oddity. Whenever you get the counter, you will freeze the opponent to connect the kick a lot easier. However, there will be times where you will get hit by the same attack that triggered the counter. This will only happen with hitboxes that have the flag impact type set to continuous. As the name suggests, it allows the attack to hit multiple times in the same hitbox. When triggering Demon Flash Strike with a hitbox containing this impact type, the hitbox will connect to the counter, and thanks to being continuous, it can hit again during the kick portions if the hitbox doesn't disappear after the first hit. By doing the same thing with a hitbox containing single impact, this behavior won't happen because the hitbox disappears after the first hit. By increasing the duration of these hitboxes, we can see that the same hitbox can hit 2 or even 3 times if their impact type is set to continuous. We can also achieve a similar effect by setting a timescale of 0 while a hitbox is active. However, these examples require modding the game, but we can see similar behavior in the vanilla version of the game with no mods. This can also occur when you hit an attack to one opponent and then hit it again against another opponent, in which case this will result in the same attack hitting twice to the same opponent that you were locked in. You might have experienced this in parallel quests with multiple enemies and doing it solo, where the enemy AI will hover close around you while you are fighting one of them. Eventually, you will connect an attack that will hit another enemy and this exchange will happen, so long as the attack is set to continuous. The cause of this might be due to hit lag. Getting the second hit causes the hitbox to last for longer, which is enough to hit the first opponent twice. And this gets even crazier with Evil Whirlwind, a move with a large hitbox that lasts for several frames and does massive damage. Normally, the move only connects once, but in the right circumstance, you can deal massive damage to a barrage of enemies in an instant. Now let's go back into both of these dash slides. Even though they look the same, they actually have a lot of properties that are different from each other. Looking at Blue Goku's and Super Saiyan 4 Goku's stats, you can see that Blue Goku has a higher base attack value. But here's the odd thing. Super Saiyan 4 Goku's dash light and heavy deals more damage than Blue Goku's, even though he has a lower base attack value. Why is this, you ask? Well, this has to do with the move's individual hitbox damage multiplier. Besides basic attack value, hitbox damage multipliers are also important to determine the amount of damage that a character can inflict. Dash-like attacks tend to have a hitbox with a damage multiplier of 10, and dash heavies have a value of 20. This is the case for Blue Goku and for most characters in the game, but not for Super Saiyan 4, which is 30 for both his light and heavy dash attacks. Other characters like Android 21 and Final Form Cooler have a damage value of 30 in both their dash attacks. It's these abnormal damage values that tend to be the main reason as to why some characters do more basic attack damage compared to the rest of the cast. But this isn't only limited to only dash attacks, but for other types of moves as well, such as Toppo's Heavy Light Heavy with a value of 50, breaking the norm of having a value of 20 for other characters. And then there are cases where characters' moves will do less damage than normal. The Light Heavy from Female Earthlings are a good example, as the regular 50% charge and fully charged version of the move deals the same amount of damage, 10. Normally, the regular version has a value of 10 damage, the 50% charge is 20, and the fully charged is 40. Now, most of the stuff that I said in this video applies to Namekian CACs, which probably have the jankiest hitboxes of the entire game. I'm sure you're familiar with the stretchy arms, and by no surprise that comes with large hitboxes. However, these are not the weird part of their moveset, it is the damage values that they have in their hitboxes. As I've mentioned in the previous section, some characters have a higher or lower damage multiplier on their hitboxes than normal, and Namekians are the biggest culprits of this. For starters, their light and heavy dash attacks deal 30 damage instead of the usual 10 and 20. Then there is heavy light heavy, which has hitboxes with a damage of 20. While this is actually normal, the move has different hitboxes in both their arms. Since this move attacks with their left arm first and the right one second, this leads to the move hitting twice. Every hitbox of this move has a damage value of 20, and since it can hit at least twice minimum, it technically makes this move's damage 40. Using this exact same combo string for both a male Saiyan and a Namekian, the later ends up doing more damage thanks to their dashing light and heavy light heavy having a higher multiplier value. There is also a couple of more oddities with this move, and it's that its hitboxes last for 10 frames instead of the usual 4. And given the nature of the move, it can also be used as a semi-back hit, which can range from causing a clash to completely out-prioritizing your opponent's approach, making it hard to punish. But we are not done yet with the regular values of damage in their hitboxes. Let's look at their jump attack. Aside from the range, having the average speed of a jump attack, and barely having any end lag, can you guess how much damage value this hitbox has? With the standard being 20. 20? 10? Well, if you guess 30, you're completely wrong. It's 40. This move is actually busted. Dealing the double amount of damage than a normal jump attack, it can destroy health bars very easily thanks to also having almost no ending lag when hitting it by constantly repeating it. And finally, I'm going to cover the back hit, the thumbnail of the video and the reason as to why you are probably here. Here's another standard for damage values for back hits. The regular one has 10 damage, the 50% charge has 20 and the fully charged 40. For Namekians, the 3 states of this move deal the same damage, 30. But this isn't only the weird part of this specific move. See, the move has 2 tiny hitboxes, one in their arm and another close to their hand. What I've said about the 2 hitboxes applies for both the regular and 50% charged back hit, but not for the fully charged version. This one is actually missing a hitbox, specifically the second one. The same one that makes this move have that much range. This oversight makes the move look goofy whenever you try to hit someone with it, but doesn't deal any damage, which also makes it very unnatural. Like, how is this even a thing? I fail to see how an error like this occurred in the first place. And no, I didn't delete this hitbox for misinformation purposes. Here, on PlayStation, the version of the game that I cannot modify, they also have the same issue as I've explained. Thankfully, this is easily fixable with Xenokit. Just copy one of the second hitboxes of the other back hits, paste it in the fully charged version, apply PDM ID 320 for the longer hitstun and guard break property, and save it. Going back into the game, we can see that the move actually works as it should be. This is something that took me less than 1 minute to fix, and I hope that the devs do the same thing one day, alongside the other crap that the game has.